So I was having a conversation with Tom, and this has led us to today's walk and talk. So Tom was talking about being rich, and what is rich, and why do we want to strive towards it? And I would say we don't really want to strive towards being rich. The reason I'm saying that is because I read an article back in the 1990s, and it was from NatWest Bank. And the article stated that 70% of rich people were poor. Sorry, 70% of rich people were unhappy with their lives, 70% of poor people were unhappy with their lives. And the percentages may have changed slightly, but it's kind of around that sort of figure. So what we're seeing here is I could have lots and lots and lots and lots of money, but I'm still not happy with my life. I'm still upset about something, whatever those things are. And so I would suggest being rich shouldn't be a focus. Being wealthy should be a focus. So what do we mean by being wealthy? So when we're wealthy, we basically mean that we have enough finances in our life to live our life in the way that we want to live it. And this reminds me of a story I was told a while back, and it was about a fisherman. And so you've got this fisherman in a seaside town, and he's sitting on the edge of the pier, and he's fishing in the water, and this rich guy comes along. And he's watching the fisherman sort of pull plenty of fish out of the water, and he starts talking to the fisherman. And part of that conversation goes around the fact that the fisherman was sort of saying there's more fish further out. And so the rich person says to the fisherman, he said, well, why don't you get a boat, and then you can kind of go out further, you can fish for more fish, and catch a lot more fish. The fisherman said, well, I've got enough fish for myself, so I don't need to catch any more. And the rich guy goes, well, if you go out and you catch more fish, then it will make you a little bit more richer, and it will make you more money. And the fisherman says, but what do I do with that money? He said, well, let's say you go out and you catch a load of fish and you get a load of extra money. You can then invest that money in buying yourself a trawler. And the fisherman goes, okay, so what do I do then? And the rich man says, well, once you've got that trawler, you can go out, you can catch more fish, you can make more money, and then you can buy a fleet of trawlers. And that fleet of trawlers will make you a lot more money. And the fisherman goes, yeah, okay, that's good. And what would I do with that money? And he said, well, once you've got that money, the next thing to do is to buy a cannery. Because at the moment when you get all that fish, you sell it, but you lose money because you're paying someone to can all your fish. So now you can go and catch all the fish, and you can can all the fish, and you'll make even more money. And the fisherman says, that's great. He said, but what do I do now with this money? And he said, well, once you've got that money, it gives you some freedom, and it allows you to go anywhere you want to go, do anything you want to do, and enjoy your life. And the fisherman turned around and said, but I'm already doing it. So the moral of the story is, actually, you can be poor and happy with your life. And the thing I would say about wealth is, the bit I would kind of add to that story is, when we're thinking about wealth, I want to think, what happens when something happens to me, I'm injured, and I can't afford, or I can't work, how do I cover that? So I would say your wealth needs to be sufficient that you can do what you want to do, and it covers you for the basic things in life should something go wrong. So when I retire, if I get ill, etc., etc. So as I say, I don't think focusing on a figure is the best way of doing it. You just need to look at your lifestyle and what you're doing with that lifestyle, and how much does it cost you to maintain that lifestyle should something go wrong.